Presumed Innocent episode 3 discovery just landed, and I want to talk a couple things about just with this episode. And I've seen a lot of crime drama in my lifetime, and 9 out of 10 times it's the guy. We're looking at the guy who was in a relationship with this woman. If we even go through some of David E. Kelly, he's the executive producer, some of his shows that he has written for TV, it's the guy. And usually one of the kids finds out about whatever affair is happening. Last week I got a comment on my YouTube channel saying, "Oh, about one of these videos. Oh, this is just a summary. Do you have any ideas?" And honestly, like I have a few. Always have ideas. I didn't want to say it in the video because I'm still kind of gathering intel. Could it be the son, Rusty's son, Kyle? Could it be the daughter, Jaden? Could it be the wife, Barbara? It could be Tommy. Tommy could have killed her. He certainly has a lot of passion for getting Rusty behind bars. I kind of feel like Tommy has a bone to pick here. So he's oozing with jealousy and needing to feel validated in his role. And then there's the situation with the piece of evidence that was concealed in the Reynolds case. There's a second sperm sample that was inconclusive. And so then there's that, right? And so, I mean, I like Tommy to be the guy to do it. I think what we saw in this episode. Okay, so before I get any deeper with my thoughts, there will be spoilers. So if you haven't watched episode 3, just save this video and come back to it. Be sure to leave a comment, like this video, subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. So I think there's a lot, there's a lot to be said. I've seen a lot of crime drama shows, and a lot of the times, yeah, it's the guy that's being prosecuted did it. But then there's other players, right? That, in this case, Rusty was not the only person at her apartment the night of the murder. And so her son, Michael, was there. And then we see there was another person there as well. Kyle, his son, showed up. And so there's a lot to be said to, there's a lot of the decoys is what I like to call them in the story. But Tommy to me feels like if it's not Rusty, then it could be Tommy. And here's my thoughts on that. It's because of the way that she was murdered with the ropes. Tommy would be one to actually know that about the case. Now, that doesn't mean that Kyle, Rusty's son, couldn't know that. I'm sure Rusty takes work home, and who's to say that, Kyle didn't get into his computer at some point or see something at some point. And so he's, that's possible. But if you're revealing Kyle right away in episode 3, I would X him out. Listen, he's a kid that probably wants his dad to stop sleeping with Carolyn, and probably went over to plead with her. He's a kid that wants his family intact. So I can see that. He does have a mean arm. So that's interesting. And then you have his wife. I mean, I don't know. Barbara seems, not capable of doing that, but maybe, especially if she finds out that Rusty is still seeing her. Maybe she goes over there and kind of tries to get her to lay off or whatever. And, one thing leads to another. And yeah, the murder itself was not planned, but the way that Carolyn was positioned in her apartment was. And so maybe that's, I mean, I could see Barbara being a suspect. It was such a great episode. I really enjoyed it. I love the pace of this show. David E. Kelly and his writing. I mean, he's just so good. Another one that comes to mind is Big Little Lies, and I just recently rewatched that, and it's just so well done in terms of taking a book and writing it for television and just doing a phenomenal job with that. And I know that there's a book with this story and a movie. I have neither read the book nor watched the movie, but lately some of these show writers or showrunners kind of just change or add or tweak a little bit of the source material. So who knows how this is going to end, even if you know who did it from previous, work. I've been seeing a lot of changes in source material lately. And so it's possible that happens with this show as well. And so really great episode. Let me know what you think. Those are my thoughts on who I think could possibly have done this. I think Rusty, obviously he was there. Is it possible that he murdered her? Yeah, of course it is. In heat of a moment, anything's possible. Do I think that he did it? No, I don't think he did it in this case. But maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe he did do it. And so we will find out. Let me know your thoughts again, and we'll talk to you soon.